Okay, so it's Thursday. Feels like a Wednesday from the long weekend. Still trying to get my voice back from a long weekend of wine touring, boat partying, gin distillery drinking. I tried moonshine for the first time. Never having that again in my life. But I had some meetings today, and one with Brunette the Label. Hey, my favorite. I found a new coffee shop. Great, you need to try it. Sometimes I forget about the cool spots downtown, but I will never forget how I feel driving with those bike lanes. Not interested. Anyways, I wanted to jump on here to talk about something that was inspired from a conversation that I had at the dinner table with the mister. And it's just like, and then today driving here, I had a phone call with my friend and we brought that up, and it's just about the wiring of the male versus the female brain. So once again, you guys know I've been watching, or I've already watched, we were talking about the show Sex Life on Netflix, and we were saying how like my husband just doesn't understand. And from most of the women I speak to in the salon, so shout out to Elevate Beauty Lofts, but most of the women that I speak to in the salon say their husbands say the same thing. They just think the show is so unrealistic because they just don't understand how a woman would do that. And anyways, I got into this deep conversation, and then just like talking with friends about it, where it's like, even with me at home, he thinks that he just said like it's very unrealistic for a woman to think about somebody from her past that hard. And I was telling him, well, no, it's not actually, like, it's very common. And he just thought, but one person. And I was like, listen, men and women are completely different. And so ladies, comment below, or like let us know a story, drop us a DM if you don't want people to see it in public. But women crave emotional stimulation. Men are physical. They can see a lady walking in a garbage bag, but like if a butt cheek is showing, they think in one spot. Women are like, we could see a guy walk by nude and we could be thinking about laundry and what latte we're gonna buy for the day. Like it doesn't work the same. We're not wired the same. And we crave somebody to emotionally stimulate and talk to us and show an interest in our life and the things that we love and stuff, just little details. Like if we say we love a coffee shop, one day just bring us home one from the coffee shop or ask to go to the coffee shop. Men are just like different in the sense like, hey, but like you didn't try to grope me last night. It's just an entirely different world. And then it just goes to show like how different we are. But my friend this morning was saying that men are kind of at a disadvantage. Sorry, men, if you're listening, but you're raised to believe that you need to be strong and you cannot show emotion. And I don't know if this is all men or if it's predominant in like more of the Black community, but men are supposed to be strong, tough, you don't cry. But many boys, it's like, you're crying over something, don't cry, be strong, be tough. If a woman cries, that's okay, let it out, you're fine. But like now in the future, you've come to this spot where you don't think you need emotion. Like you're fine without it. It's not important, it's not practical, it doesn't pay the bills. But like, guess what? It pays the bills of our heart. Like we crave emotional stimulation. We want you to ask us, how are you? How's your day going? How are you feeling as a mom? How are your friends? How's Becky? How's Becky's dog doing? Like anything to show that when we told you a story yesterday or 2 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago that you actually heard something, because that's what our friends do. And our friends will call us and say that stuff. And that is sometimes the reason why we love hanging with our friends, because it nurtures and fuels our soul from the crazy days that we have, where it's like we go to work but we're planning what's for dinner, what's for lunch the next day, what the kids are wearing to school, did you wash enough laundry so that they have masks, socks. Like there's a million things going through our head, and sometimes it's just nice for somebody to just come home and be like, are you okay? sit down for a minute. Let me give you a foot rub. And I'm not discounting. Like, my husband works very hard. He works very hard. And I'm not discounting the men who work hard, but like, there has to be more of a working, like, towards stimulating our minds, because our minds go a million miles a minute. I can't speak for all women, but I see a lot of women in my chair at work, and it's the same thing. So I just wanted to come on here to just kind of like mini rant, but also just like, I'm taking all the information that I receive in my chair, and I'm talking about how, like, there is forget the COVID pandemic, there is a epidemic, or whatever you call it, with the female heart and the male, I was gonna say genitalia, but I won't, but I did. It's just like two different worlds, and we're complicated, and we're confusing, and we could be hormonal, and we could be crazy, and you might think that we have a little personality disorder or whatever, but we're also beautiful creatures. And I think obviously men and women bring a lot to the table, but there is just like a divide in them understanding us. And sometimes we don't understand us, but there's just a big divide of like what our heart needs and our soul to feel like it's lit on fire. And we don't need it every day, but it's nice, you know? Anyways, if you agree with any of this, or you have something or a comment, let us know. We always like to hear it because we put it in a podcast. Anyways, enjoy this Wednesday, Thursday feeling. Well, no, Thursday, but Wednesday feeling Thursday. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of this coffee and go to my tattoo removal appointment. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.